What's good? What's good? What's good with you, family? What's good? Back at it again. You know what it is. So, message for today is this. I want y'all to know that the world is producing more haters. Okay? The level of hate now is much more than ever before and more intense. Okay? And this is because people are not able to identify the source of their actual pain. They don't have the knowledge. They don't have the spiritual, I want to say wherewithal, right? But they don't have the spiritual insight to, recognize the source of their misery. So they're looking externally instead of internally, right? And they're looking for reasons, and they're looking for reasons to find why they are unhappy or why they feel disgusted, all right? And so they're looking to destroy other people. Let me adjust the camera. They're looking to destroy other people, right? They're looking to destroy somebody else's happiness, because that's all they're left with, because they don't have the knowledge. They don't have the spiritual insight. They don't have what it takes to find acquaintance, to find gnosis, to be in alignment, to be in tune with nature, right? They don't have these things. So ultimately, they are just a shell of a person, right? This is the true meaning of a zombie. This is the true and the real meaning of a zombie. And this is what we have today. And it's worse today because, all right, we could talk like, I could say the frequency of the planet is, but let's get down to the nitty-gritty. It's worse today because things are just worse today. All right, people live their life a certain way, and it's a very every day. Let's say every day you just get one notch closer to insanity, one notch closer to pain, one notch closer to depression, one notch, closer to just losing it, one notch closer to what else? Just losing all spiritual gifts and losing, any type of light that you had inside of your body, or in your soul. Every day it's one notch getting a little darker, and as time goes on, pretty soon it's full blown, but it moves, that dial moves very slowly. It's like a drip of water in a bucket. After so many drips, that's going to be a full bucket of water, but it's one drip of water. So it's day in and day out, day in and day out, day in and day out, and day in and day out. And what this creates is a monster. It's a monster. It's the food. It's the food. It's the food that people are consuming. It's what they're consuming through their eyes and their ears. It's the movies. It's the TV shows. It's the people that they're talking to. It's their classmates. It's their roommate. It's their workmates. It's their employer. It's their boss. It's their, you have this soup of just nonsense that people are consumed in, and just literally living in hell, right? But in the good book, right, Jesus says, live in this world, not of this world. So you can operate on a different plane. You can operate on a different plane of existence. meaning that you could be tied to something else. You can walk amongst, right, these battlegrounds. You can walk amongst these battlegrounds because you could be tied to something else, meaning that you're not literally here. You're here, but you're not literally here because you are connected to something else. And these people, they don't have those connections. It's severed. You understand what I'm saying? The connection is severed. They don't have that connection to the Creator. So it's nothing left to do but hate on you. There's nothing else left to do but hate on you. And they don't realize is that it's nothing that they could do. It's nothing that they could do, because the connection, you have a connection. This connection that you have, it's not an earthly connection. And so they want to hate on you with earthly things. Okay? And I believe that this is the secret in the book of Job, because book of Job, he was attacked physically through the world. Of course, we know Job went through excruciating pain through the literal story, but we know that these stories are not actually literal, so they are conveying the meaning on many different levels. All right, and so at a more of a mundane explanation of this story, just on face value, you see that he was attacked physically, and through the physical is the door to the spiritual, but he was attacked physically in order to sever his ties spiritually, right? And he was staying, showing that there is a difference between the physical and the spiritual. And he stayed down. He stayed on the square spiritually, and it ultimately changed the physical, right? So, what these people have to realize is they will never realize is that there's nothing they can do to change anything. All right. The physical arrangements may change. Physically, things change. But spiritually, things don't change. So it's nothing you can do, to that child of God. It's nothing you could do, to that enlightened being. It's nothing you could do to the one who found gnosis, to the one who has the connection to the Creator. There's nothing you could do, because they're walking and they're living in a different plane. They're operating from a different dimension. So there's a lot of chit chatter in hell. Okay, the demons, they're saying a lot of different things. They're wishing a lot of different things. They're plotting a lot of different things. Okay? They're plotting a lot of different things. They want to see a lot of different things happen. They want to pull a lot of people down. They want to see a lot of people in pain. They want to see a lot of people in misery. Okay, that's what these demons want. That's what these zombies want. It's a lot of chit chatter, but they don't have the power to do it. All they can do is sit, live in hell, burn up in hell, and sit, chit chat, and keep hating with no means and no power to do so. It's a lot of things that they want. It's a lot of things that they wish to see. Okay, it's a lot. It's a whole lot, but it's really, and ultimately, it's nothing that they could do, because they don't make the connection and they can't sever the connection. And so, we live in this world, but we don't live of this world. We are operating in a different plane, a plane that you can't reach, and a plane that you have no power over or in. And so, I could get, I don't want to make this a long video. I could get deeper into the subject, and we could start talking about metaphysics. We could start talking about the power of the mind. Okay, and we could connect these things, and and we can really, really go there. But a lot of people don't understand the power that God gave them. A lot of people don't understand where Jesus truly lives. Okay, a lot of people don't understand where the power of God truly resides at within them. Okay, They don't understand the power of the mind. They don't understand these things, right? They don't understand the law of attraction. They don't understand karma. You know what I mean? They don't understand karma, you know? And so, you know, I'm going to shut this down right here because I didn't want to make it a long video. But yeah, man, it's a lot of chit chatter in hell. It's a lot of things that they want. It's a lot of things that they want to see. They want to pull a lot of people down. They want to see a lot of people in pain. They want to see a lot of people in misery. They want to look and say, yeah, I got him. I got her. I did that. I couldn't wait to just mess their world up. I couldn't wait to do that. Okay? But unfortunately, they don't have the power to do so. You know what I mean? They don't have the power to do so. And that's the ultimate reality of a hater. They sit back and they hate. They speculate and they hate. They watch and they live in hell because all they want is bad things for people. Okay? Because they don't have God in them. You know, when you have God inside of you, when you have the spirit of the Creator inside of you, when you have light flowing in and through you and out, all throughout of you, creating a beautiful aura and magnetic energy and a dynamic realm and force field all around you. You understand what I'm saying? Like, they don't, it's not the same. You know, it's not the same. It's not the same. And, you know, these people really don't understand. And a lot of people won't understand. And this is the world that we live in. And, you know, and when you are connected and when you have this type of mind, you know, this is the mind state, you know, from which you are going to process reality, you know. But this world beats up upon people, and you know, and that's why, you know, these teachings really are very important, you know, because people do need this information. They really do, because it really will make the world a better place. You know, a lot of people have jealousy. You know, it's hard for people to be happy for other people. It's hard for people to be happy for somebody else when they're unhappy. It's hard for me to be happy for you when I feel unhappy. It's hard for me to see you with something when I don't have it. You understand what I'm saying? It takes a God-like being to do that. It takes a God-like being to say, I'm happy for him, even though I ain't got that, even though I'm still working on what I need to get, even though, you know, I'm still kind of in the beginning stages, or I'm trying to figure things out. Everybody can't operate like that. And since they don't operate like that, and understanding the law of attraction and understanding that God gave you the power to create whatever you want to create, well, people are just manifesting, you know, that frequency right back in their life because that's what they are on and that's what they are manifesting. That's what they are aligning with. They are aligning with poverty. They are aligning with lack. They are aligning with pain. They are aligning with sorrow. You know what I mean? And so they just not on that frequency. And this is where people get stuck at. You know what I mean? So I want to shut it down here. But yeah, you know, it's going to be more haters. You know, the world is, you know, is a dark side. It's a duality to everything. It's a dark side. And there's the light side. There's the side of light. But you got to understand that they are pushing for more darkness than light in this world. And everything around you and everything about this matrix is geared to shut down light. It's geared for you to be a slave. It's geared for you to be a shell, to be an empty vessel. It's geared for you to just do the work of some other form of consciousness. Do the work of, God gave you a consciousness. He gave you a mind, a spirit, a brain to operate this physical vessel. Isn't it really crazy and absurd to think that another form of consciousness is operating your physical vessel? Okay? And, you know, so it's going to be more haters. The level of hate on the planet is revving up because people are in much more pain. there are much more sorrow, there are much more depression, you know, and all the other things that we could think of and talk about. That's where the world is going. That's where this matrix is going, because that's what they want, because they could control more. They could control more when people is operating on that level of frequency, when people is physically, you know, in binds like that. They are much more easily being enslaved because of that. So this is, you know, it's a dark place. So in the dark place, you have to be the light. I'm out. Y'all be good.